Hello everyone, this is Javeria Ahmed, roll number 2022, CE10, Computer Engineering student at UAT Lahore. So today I will discuss the 14th lecture, which is all about user testing and code tracing. In start, we will see the analyze, design, build, evaluate loop. Then we will see the standards of usability, which include effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. Then we will see the user testing stages. Then we will see how we will analyze the measurements. And after that, what is code tracing. So now let's have a look in detail. Okay, these are the main. This is the main topic, and now we will see the details of these topics, which I have already told you. So firstly, we will see web and mobile interfaces. We all know that in web we have different dimensions, and in mobile we have different. Like in web, we mostly use 1024 or 1441, I guess, if I'm not wrong, pixels, like breadth and width and height. But on the other hand, in mobiles, we mostly have the breadth as as 390 and the width as 840, the height as 840. So definitely there must be different dimensions for their interfaces as well. We mostly see that when we open a website, it shows a very good interface when we are using it on the desktop, but when we use it on mobile, it shows no improvement, and like it don't show the interface in a good way. So we have to see that when we are using the website on our mobile, the website must be responsive, and it should change its dimensions accordingly and adapt to the new dimensions of the device. So firstly, as I told you earlier, that we have different dimensions for tablet and different dimensions for smartphone. So you can see here, we call this as responsive design. Why? Because when it see that there is another device, mostly like phone, it adapts itself toward according to the dimensions of the phone. So like here you can see the campus life, international honors, etc. These headings are shown on the right side of the screen, but when we are using it on the smartphone, the things that were available on the left side are like upside, if I'm not wrong, are scrolled up, and these things are mentioned here, so that if we change this, like if it is not responsive, then all these things will be like these options will be shown here, and this will be shown here, which don't make it clearly visible. So to make it clearly visible and more better interface, we do this. Okay, we actually uh, converted this from the left right side to the center of the screen. So this is the flexible design and flexible grids. Okay, like when we are designing as well on Figma, we actually divide the screen into columns, and then we make like when we then we make design accordingly. So how declare how many columns each element occupies at each breakpoint. We have to see them as well. Okay, how much column each element requires. Use more columns for narrower screens. Okay, so if we have more narrow screen like mobile screen, so we have to use uh, more columns. Example, bootstrap. We can also do this by using CSS uh, media queries, which help us in this process of making the website responsive. Besides minting metric, many attempts to make content style separate concerns. Like we want to make content separate and then style separate, which makes it more easy to make the website responsive. Tension with designing around content. Separately, tightly coupled info is more work, hard to maintain. So we try to make content and style separate. Progressive enhancement, beware the fancy. Modern browsers are evergreen. They keep themselves up to date and support many of the latest web standards. So we have to continuously change the design as well. But compatibility is still a concern. Support for standards is uneven. Mobile interfaces often stop receiving updates. They are not updated. User preferences, browser extensions make browsers heterogeneous. So there are many browsers, and the design must be responsive and adapt itself according to the current browser or current device. Progressive enhancement leverage fancier features to improve UX, but ensure that core functions are still available without them. So we can make them fancy as well, but we have to see that the core functionalities must be here, even if the fancy features are not available. Use fallbacks, polyfills to maximize compatibility. These are basically the frameworks. This is the poll. Uh, Now, yes, come to the main point, evaluation and user testing. This is the main lecture, this is the main part of the lecture 14. Like I told you early, that we will see analyze, design, build, evaluate loop. So, firstly, here we have requirements. So, we start, okay, so we start from the requirements phase where we see that where we actually analyze that what are the requirements of our user or the client. Then, when we understand them completely, so we give the requirements to the uh, design team, uh, or we like move to the design phase where the team work on the design, which include the design patterns and UI UX and different detailed design concepts we have already discussed, which includes the data flow, structure, etc., etc. Then, when the design is completed, we go to the build, which creates the proper functionality, and like implement, which mostly includes the engineers. And then evaluate, who will be evaluator? We will discuss them as well in the future. Okay, please let me see if it is recording. Yes, it is recording. Okay. So this is the main analyze, design, build, evaluate loop. The tester, user tester, basically see the functionalities are good or not, and also they see that if there are any uh, there are any pain points or like weaknesses in the design, they also share them as well. Now the evaluation. Design and evaluation should be done by different people. Because, like we see in the first lecture, that the term of dog fooding, where we test our own created app, which is which is dog fooding, and basically designers are the poor evaluators of their own design because they are thinking about the design in the same way they built it, so they cannot make any critics uh, or analyze it correctly. But when someone else is evaluating, then they have different mindset and different perspectives, so they can be better evaluators of the design. Schedule must include time to conduct tests and make changes. The tests include many types of tests, starting from user testing to S, uh, uh, like user testing to usability testing to like other like quality assurance testing, etc. Evaluation should be ongoing, like iterative refinements during development, deployment, etc. And improvements after launch as well, which means maintenance. Methods of evaluation: empirical, user testing, quantitative measurements on operational systems, analytical, sans users, not in CS5150. We will not discuss this one, but we will discuss the user testing in the next slides. Standards for usability: it must be effective, the accuracy and completeness with which users achieve certain goals. So it must be complete and it must give the solution of the problem the client needed. Buyers include quality of solution, error rates, how many errors a user get. Efficiency, the relationship between the effectiveness and the resources expended in achieving them. So it means the relationship between uh, making the complete solution. Okay, so like here measures can be seen as task completion time, like how much time the user get to complete the task or to get the solution the app is providing. Okay, and then wait a minute. Okay, yes, it is working. Sorry. Yes, yes, learning time and then number of clicks. How many clicks uh, are important to get the solution. So this is about this thing. And yes, if there are many number of like many clicks that are needed, so the user will be frustrated. Satisfaction: the user's comfort with uh, users comfort with and positive attitudes toward the use of the system. That how much comfortable the user is with the system. Then we have Meyer's attitude rating scales. Now this is a poll. User testing stages. Prepare. User testing is time consuming, expensive, and critical. Okay, so like in first, we will see the prepare, how to prepare for the user testing. Then we will see how to conduct the sessions, and then we will see how to evaluate and analyze the results. User testing is time consuming, expensive, and critical. Why time consuming? We will see this in the further slides. Why expensive? We will see this as well. Preparation. Here we have to determine the goals of usability testing. Can a user find the required information in 1 or 2 minutes? In no more than 2 minutes. So from here we can see that the solution must be provided into 2 minutes. Else it will be frustrating and it will be counted as a pain point. Then write the user task. Given a new customer application form and a new customer to this customer database and add a new customer. Okay, so these are the user tasks that will be done by user. Okay, if we want to add a more customer, then we have to make an application form as well. And if we have and if the user has filled this application form, then the solution must like then the product must also add the new customer to the database as well. Recruit participants. We have basically for each app we have a focus group, and we need to basically uh, evaluate and analyze that and evaluate the product from the focus group. The focus group mainly contains 15 to 20 users, which belong to the uh, like to to the audience which will be using the product uh, in future. So like if we are working on a travel planning app, then mostly 18 to 50 years old people are more interested in traveling. So our focus group will include 15 to 20 participants aged from 18 to 50 years. Like let's suppose. Now we have participants, don't need many. Okay. Combined structure tests with uh, free form interviews. Have at least two evaluators per test. It's not a race. User testing for AR6 sim. Conducting session. So here you can see that this is basically the user. This is basically the user, and okay, basically they both are users, and this one is actually okay. So you can also see that both are using their laptops, and this one is writing the writing his writing his experience, and this one is uh, currently using the app, and this one is the guy who is taking the picture. Environment, it must be informal, like it must not be very formal because uh, it does not include the formal or professional people as well. Simulated work environment usability lab. You can do this in a usability lab as well. Give the user their task. Okay, so if there is a travel planning app, then the task given to the user is to create a plan, and then we have to then they have to give their own experience, that what are the pain points or frustration points they go through uh, during using the app. Observe the user, human observer recording with permission. Okay, then query satisfaction, then analyze results, test the system, not the users. Okay, so you have to respect the data, the user and the user's responses. Okay, and you don't have to make judgments like because of this the user is not happy, and else your app is good. Okay, so you don't have to judge them, you have to judge your own system. Use statistical summaries, they basically include the service. Pay close attention to instances where users were frustrated, like where the app, this means the app has pain points, take a long time to complete the task, etc. Past example. So now we will see here what we have found. Search form confusion. We don't know that what we have to write here and here. Like we can also write the year here and then the date, and we can also write the date here and the year here. So it is basically a pair point. Added in con, conspicuous added confirmations. Okay, so like this is basically the added confirmation, but we don't able to see it because it is very no, it is not very prominent. Recorded, your entry has been recorded once. Confirmation terms, they must be like prominent. Then category label medium. Entry semantics. I guess we will see them in, okay, no, we will not be able to see them. Okay, so they must be correct and they must be uh, like correctly given. Now here search results disambiguous. Now here search results disambiguation and semantics. These are basically, they also show that like when we see reset, then what will happen, we don't know. Okay, so this is, there is basically a disambiguation and there is problem of semantics. Memory, sorry, measurement based evaluations. User testing can be done with prototypes, non-functional prototypes, which we have already seen in the 12th lecture, that were our operational prototypes. Okay, then log events in users interactions with the system. These are basically the system interactions with the system. Use of help system, keystrokes, navigation, clicks, etc. may be used for statistic analysis or for detailed study of an individual user. Detailed study basically means the user persona. Eye tracking, we basically know that we have to mention the main things on the top left as main is mostly the users first saw on the top left. So this basically shows that how the user shifted his eyes like uh, during the start. Okay, so the first time he started from here, and then he saw this point, and then here, and then like this. Then analyzing measurements, which interface options were used, which were used by the users and which are unnecessary. When was the help system consulted? When the user was not be able to actually comprehend what he has to do and where he have to go, what errors occurred, etc. Human feedback less structured. Okay, refining designs do not allow test evaluators to become test designers, as designers are poor evaluators of their own work. Designers and evaluators must work as a team, but not try to do each other's works. Okay, because like evaluators must be different, as we have already seen that designers are poor evaluator of their own work. User testing, this must be done in the project. Code testing, monitor application logs. Then developer tools network view. Look for mutating methods. Ignore static resources. Okay, static resources basically mean where we don't have to do these type of things like updation and deletion, etc. So these are basically the static resources. Look at initiator, stack trace. Ignore framework methods. Okay, so look for promising files that read them. Then we have search source code, filter results, ignore static tests, docs. We don't have these type of things in the search source code. So this is all for this lecture. I hope you all like it. And if you have any question or query, please ask in the comment section. Thank you so much.